Greetings! Welcome to the Devlog for hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start off as always with a quick sound check. Make sure speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. So what have we got for you this week? Well, as you can see, we've got ourselves a mighty big city scene right here. I have been working on it, so it's still very work in progress. The eventual goal is to have these various rooftops have various sorts of little cover vignettes and things like that for all sorts of sort of long range and aerially oriented scenarios with our game planner scenario system. One of the things that what really inspired this week's work as I was working on this large space and sand trap was realizing that the game really needed some more locomotion options oriented towards big spaces and tall spaces, and that I finally needed to do the big locomotion refactor that I have been avoiding, which I did. So that stunk, but what followed was awesome. So we have a bunch of new toys. The first one is, and this is just temporarily using the body of Pointer, is very much inspired by a popular mod by Devin, where he basically took the grappling hook that I had built last year and made it possible to swing with it. I hadn't originally done that, honestly, because I was just tired, wanted to do other things at the time, and I was worried that swinging was going to magnify certain other bugs that are present in the locomotion system that I've mostly worked out, but I'm still working on. So without further ado, let's go swinging. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, I'm gonna smack into that building. Oh, there we go. There's no friction with the player body collision, which means you can just essentially use other buildings to redirect the direction you want to go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's get some height. Oh, that is just exhilarating. Exhilarating. I could do this all day. Smack! So we just smack into a building and lose all of our momentum, which is fine because we needed to get down to the ground so we could try out one of our other new locomotion tools, which is our handy dandy handcopter. Come on, you can do it. Let's take off. Doesn't make us go up very fast. Let's turn it up. Where is... there it is. Is that our workspace? We're gonna fly over in this direction. Nope, that isn't it. That's just a cube. What are you doing there, cube? Oh, there it is. It's over here. Look, Mom, a dive bomber. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Perfect. And yes, you can use two of these at the same time to go faster. Woo! That shoots us up very, very fast. So that's one of our fun new tools. And then I have really saved the best for last. Those of you who follow me onto Twitters will have seen this, but we're going to play around with it. We are going to have ourselves a little fun with this. Yes, we are. Let's get some tracers in here. Beautiful. Fill this sucker up. We've got some appropriate classic aircraft sights made by Stefan. There we go, that's turned on. And we're going to actually use one of our new PIS tools to very quickly, let's see here, set this up as guard, spawn activated no, we'll do the scout. This is called No Clipper, and this is a utility pistol for very quickly, if you need, just flying directly through the level, through walls as well. Pop these over here. Let's maybe put some down here. I cannot wait to see the various kooky and wild scenarios that people end up coming up with this system. Fly on back. You know, it's weird. I can't do twin stick in hallways for more than a couple minutes without feeling nauseous, but blasting through the air at like 50 meters a second, not a problem. Been doing VR this whole time and I still just do not understand certain things about it. Cool. Pistol done. Back to arm swinger. We got our gun here. And we have, as I said, I think my favorite locomotion tool at this point, which is our hand glider. Yeah. Let's get up here. Yeah, awesome. There we go. Let's dive bomb him. Pull up. I wonder. I think this is a drive-by and a glider's a little more difficult. Oh no, we're gonna hit the ground. Oh, yep, that's us hitting the ground. This is still a little. Let's turn you off like that. I don't know why he wasn't attacking me. Let's get up onto here and beautiful. Oh, pull up. Perfect. This is not a physically accurate glider at all. This is cartoon physics, because that's more fun in this case. We can get a bunch of sort of free momentum by sort of dive bombing a bit and then just carrying along at like about 5 to 15 degree angle. You can see we're still gaining momentum slowly while climbing. Let's turn around. Oh, don't stall. Oh. Here we go. Get some speed. There we go. Let's take a second pass. These nerds up here. There they are. Oh, terrible! You're terrible, Anton. There we go. Got him. Oh. Wonderful. And there you have it. Our new hand glider, which I have to drop to turn off at the moment because the button isn't working. So that's your devlog bug of the day, having to just fling this to the ground. But there you have it. That is our new work-in-progress locomotion tools. They all need a whole bunch more tuning, believe me. But they're getting along. I'm having a absolute blast with them. Yeah, well, let's jump out of VR and talk about what else is going on this week. Yo, so out of VR. So the stuff, as I mentioned, that I've been working on this past week has been the locomotion systems of the game. And the reason that they needed such a big code change for some of these tools that I've showed you and some more that are coming is because things like arm swinger and twin stick and single joystick locomotion were sort of developed independently, and they were different code bases with a whole bunch of switches to sort of pipe things one way or the other, which meant that doing anything that modified locomotion globally, or at least smooth locomotion globally about the player, I had to sort of change things in sync in a bunch of different ways. It's very error prone. And as I mentioned, there have been several sort of ongoing bugs that have been in the game in terms of its locomotion system. The most common one is people basically like smooth turning up against a sort of corner in a wall, could find themselves, while like pressing their head forward, could find themselves sort of like falling into the environment. And I think I have finally fixed that. I wrote a custom depenetration function, giggity, and basically like fixed a couple arithmetic errors or sort of order of operation errors that were super subtle, but were present in the system. So that should, cross fingers, work. I wasn't able to force myself through the wall the way I have in the past, but I'm sure there'll be something wrong with this way of doing it, and people will find a new way that it's broken. But yeah, so that stuff. And as I said, the one of the reasons I sort of stepped away from the event stuff for a little while was in sort of recognizing, sort of like, as I make these sandbox scenes, it's this sort of cyclical process where I look at the scene, I look at the various toys and tools that I'm making for it, as well as sort of like trying to brainstorm, like, what, when someone looks at a scene, what are they going to want to build? How is that process going to be? What are they going to be able to do? And that's where this sort of like, I need some more locomotion methodologies for handling height. The moment that I sort of had a level with a whole bunch of like 100-meter tall skyscrapers. So, but yeah. But that means that the fun for that, or at least for now, is sort of over, and I need to return back to the core of the system. And what I'm going to be basically working on this next week is about getting the sort of core of what a scenario actually is and how that's going to work through the interface. Because as soon as I have that functional, as I'm working on other things, I can start building the default scenario for some of our legacy sandbox scenes. So that, say, when you boot up the Friendly 45 range for the first time, it will load by default the sort of like the sort of like default configuration with all of the pots and the steel targets, but you'll also be able to load Friendly 45 basically blank with none of that stuff spawned to do whatever it is that you want. And those will both be sort of available scenarios in the scenario menu. So that's what's coming this next week, as well as some new toys that I'm just throwing in there to keep myself sane. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and that you find this all sort of exciting, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.